Okay, so how shall I start? There's something magical that goes on between a human and a horse that really doesn't occur with too many other animals in nature.
Horses are very social creatures, so they bond in their own herd with other horses, and when they're with people, they like to bond.
Unlike dogs are a prey animal, so they're very intuitive.
Horses cannot lie. They can't pretend to like something that bothers them.
A horse doesn't lie, and a horse knows when you're lying.
Sunshine, hi bud. And take your little fly mask off so you can see your pretty blue eyes. Come over here.
Hi, my name is Landa Kierstead, and I'm the director and founder of One Step Closer.
Yeah, bud.
We started the program about 9 years ago, and we moved to this location 5 years ago. This is Reba, and Reba was actually our first therapeutic riding horse here, One Step Closer. And she is a quarter horse mare, and she came out of a auction. Initially, when she came to California, she was pregnant, and nobody really knew she was pregnant. Little cutie. She's just talking to her friends. Good girl. So if I stop my feet, she should mirror that and stop. If I turn, she should come with me without me pulling on her. So she's got her head nice and low now. She's actually saying, you know, you feel like an understanding leader. So horses, they have this sort of rhythmic walk, and it's very soothing and stretching, and so it's ideal for warming up the muscles and stretching the muscles and moving the muscles in a safer way versus mechanics. Isn't she beautiful, you guys? Good girl. Whoops, gotta watch your foot. We have adaptive riding here, as well as we work with veterans. I think now we've got veterans out here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. They felt that connection with the horses, and they bring them peace and comfort.
You know, we really appreciate and we see it as just a huge blessing from God and His expression of love for these kids and for all, even the veterans and everybody, because I think it's a beautiful place, a beautiful facility, a great arena with great horses, a great team of volunteers, and we feel very blessed, and I just believe that that's an expression of God's love for the people that we serve.
Okay, so I'm thinking this looks pretty good. We're going to need a little bit more help here, so we need probably 2 more volunteers here.
Okay. Well, going forward, I know you always check off.
Right, right. Okay. I have a new schedule Rebecca gave me, so I'll be able to pinpoint that a little bit better. Okay, I think that looks pretty good.
I'm Dr. Lauren Winfield. I work at a vet clinic which is right down the road here in Gilroy. This is Mr. Sunshine, and he has been having a lot of trouble with a traumatic injury to his shoulder joint. So his shoulder was injected, and now we're doing acupuncture on him to help work with the muscle atrophy and some of the remaining pain. When I put in a needle around his shoulder, sometimes these sting a little bit when you first put them in, but he usually licks and chews right after. I know you love me. You love your needles. Hi.
Come on, Jess. Come on. Hi, buddy. Hi. Yeah. So this is Jesse. This is Reba's baby. He's all grown up now, 10 years old. So this horse here, this is my horse Garth. Remember you had asked me if you think horses might be jealous? I don't know if he's jealous, but he definitely wants to be first in my life as far as horses go. These are fly masks, and they can see through them. They're like a bridal veil. But right now, this time of the year, there's a lot of flies, and so it protects their eyes. Yeah.
Landa? Okay, so if you look in the dictionary and you look up goddess, there's a picture. Yeah, no, Landa's the best. Landa's the reason we're here. Yes.
I think they're having a good time. Yeah.
So I first came here on Fridays just for a couple hours, and I hadn't had the experience before. I know some people see a cowboy hat and a pair of boots and they think you grew up on a ranch. But I didn't. I was pretty much a city kid. So I started off as just a veteran using the horse as a therapy tool. I didn't have a clue how effective that could be, but it turned out to be huge. I just found a lot of relief, a lot of comfort with horses. So I kept coming back and kept coming back. And now I'm volunteering at the ranch. So I've got other veterans that come in now for 4 hours on a Friday, a couple of different groups from a couple of different programs, and I just show them some of the things that work for me.
My name's Greg Williams. I was born in Moorhead, Kentucky, drafted in the Army in 1970 by the lottery. I'm a good soldier. I'm a combat, I got lots of potential there. But to be a human being was what I was lacking in. I did drugs, I drank, I did lots of stuff to hide from me being guilty of what I did in the war. And even today I have a problem saying it out loud. When I first came here 2 years ago, I would tell everybody how much I hated people, how much I distrusted you, how much I didn't like nobody. And I'm not a trainer. I just can get along with the horse. So I made it on myself, if I can get along with a horse, why can't I get along with people? That was a big question for me, but I worked it out. Cody and I have been working together like 1.5 years. I'm very lucky to have the horse in my life, and I'm not sure how he feels, but he likes me. You see how he comes up to me every time he sees me. Come on, going this way. We're on TV. Make me proud, okay? Yes. The only person he likes better than me is Landa, the trainer.
I ain't no sausage, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. Cause I got that boom boom and all the bar chasers, all the right junk in all the right places. You see the magazine? I ain't no sausage.
You know that stuff ain't real, come on, I'll make it stop.
Cause we got beauty. Cause every inch of us is perfect from the bottom to the top. Yeah, my mama, she told me don't worry about the size.
This is my daughter Alexis. She is 6 years old and has Down syndrome. And our friend back here is Abby. She's the horse that we've kind of graduated to. Come on, Abby.
I bumped your head.
You bumped your head. I think it's really helped not only with her physical abilities, but also her confidence that she can control this big animal. And she's learning to move the reins and realize that when she moves the reins, the horse's head moves in the same direction. And that's been something that's really exciting for her.
As soon as you are rested and cooled off, I'll give you a wonderful dinner, Billy said to Blaze as he rubbed his pony's wet, shiny coat. He found the way out of the woods, he told his father. He's a fine pony, said Billy's father. He's the best pony in all the world, cried Billy. But I hope that, wherever you are, you will always do your best and keep up your good name.
Horses are also incredibly intuitive by nature. They have to be to survive. They have to be able to look around their surroundings and determine what is safe and what is a threat to me.
I've always had some issues with trust. It's one of the reasons I stayed away from much of society for so many years. I've always been self-employed. I'm a terrible employee. I do not work well for others, and now I understand a little better why.
We can mask how we feel to other people, but the horse is going to look inside of us. The physical behavior may say one thing, but the horse is going to see what's going on inside, and that's really what's happening with the veterans. The horse may look inside and say, "You're scared to death."
When you know that you can be seen through, that you can't have a defense, you can defend yourself, you can put up boundaries and shield yourself against society, but you can't hide anything from the horse.
Yeah, hi. Hi, sweet boy. Hey, sweetheart. When I was about 10, and always knew that horses were going to be a part of my life. I remember sitting on a fence and looking out over this pasture with 3 horses and realizing my dad was coming home now from Okinawa. He was in the military, and we were going to be moving. I had to say goodbye to the horses, and it was tough, but I felt God's voice tell me that things were going to be okay, and that at some point in my life, I wasn't just going to have a horse, I was going to have horses. And horses were going to be a part of my life in a really big way. When you can be there for the horse and start to look outside yourself, you can truly calm yourself down, because you're looking at this beautiful animal thinking, I don't want to make this animal nervous. How can I control that? And so you start breathing better and start relaxing, and the horse starts relaxing, and it's a beautiful thing to watch.
You can't explain it because we couldn't afford to do it, but God provided it. To see a horse do something for a child with special needs or a veteran, and to see this transformation, to see a veteran, have a veteran tell us that he chose, to have a veteran tell us that he was on the brink of suicide, and because of his time with the horse, he chose life. And he's getting his life back together. And he's getting back together with his wife. That's what God's doing.